Good morning. I don't have a written out plan today, so I'm just kind of winging it. We're going to do a little bit of an Ashtanga flavor, even though we're not doing Ashtanga. I said flavor because I'm just basically going to follow the format, but I'm going to totally change it up. So it's not going to be the same. I wanted to share with you, I went to Savannah over the weekend, and it was just kind of a weekend getaway. One of my best friends, who some of you may know, Stephanie Jones, she used to work at Half Moon, and we led the teacher training together, Moonbeam teacher training. She had been living in Chattanooga for a few years, and then in 2021, she moved to Savannah. So when Jen walked in this morning, she was like, "How was your weekend?" I just started crying because you don't realize, someone actually said this over the weekend, and I could resonate so much. They said, grief has a lot of layers. And you already know when your friend or a loved one moves away, there's always that grieving process that they're not going to be around, they're not going to be as accessible. And then you realize after they have moved, they took a piece of you with them because you're so bonded and so connected. So anyway, I got to spend some quality time with her this weekend. I got to walk the streets of Savannah. I shouldn't say I've never been. I actually went as a little girl, but I have no memory of it whatsoever. So it was like fresh eyes going into the city, and I love charming, walkable cities. Like Philadelphia is one of my favorite United States cities to go visit. But now Savannah's at the top of the list because it's charming. It doesn't have the grittiness of Philly. you feel a bit safer, in Savannah walking around, and there's just so much history. The architecture, and oh my goodness, the trees. I may be telling you something you already know if you've been, but the trees are just something to admire. Those big oak trees and all the Spanish moss, and then you've got random palm trees kind of mixed in. It's just gorgeous. And then like 10 or 15 minute drive away is Tybee Beach. Or you can go and have the whole beach vibe if you want. So it's got the best of both worlds. Lots of little cafes and local restaurants that have great food. And anyway, highly suggest you going. But my highlight of this weekend was getting to go to Savannah Yoga Center. And we had a sacred women's circle. And it was my friend Stephanie's main women, that she wanted to create this evening with. And I'm going to go ahead and share because I have kept my mouth shut for so long about this. Because she wasn't really talking about it, but she got engaged, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago in Philly, since I mentioned Philly. And, she'd sent me the tags and the photos, and she hadn't posted them, so therefore I wasn't going to say anything. And then she sent me, a say yes to the dress photo, and I don't think she'll mind me sharing this because it's real. And she's very authentic and transparent when you get to know her. But she went through some marital trauma before, she's divorced. And she started to feel like, I don't know if I'm ready to really get married. I don't know if I've had enough time and enough healing to just totally commit to myself to this person. And so really, I applaud her for assessing where she's at, not just physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually with it. And of course, his family was ecstatic because he's never been married before. And not only does he get this beautiful woman, but she has 2 beautiful children that he gets to co-parent with. And he's great with kids. He works for a nonprofit that does like the big brothers, big sisters kind of thing. So he's amazing with children. And he really has come into their lives at such an important time. And they all adore him. But for a few months, you know, she sat with, do I really want to get married? And she decided that she would rather have a ritual. She would rather have a ceremonious ritual of hand fasting. And I don't know if you've ever heard of hand fasting, but hand fasting is an ancient Celtic tradition, stems from Scotland and Ireland. And it's like a marital ceremony. It's more of a commitment ceremony where it's, you know, family and friends gather, or you can make sure that it's private if you just want the two of you. And I was asked to officiate it. And so I had the honor of officiating this whole ceremony and doing the hand fasting for them. And we had a garden in Savannah. And we put a ring of flowers because she didn't want to do the whole marching down the aisle, you know, and all attention on her. So we just made the simple ring of flowers so that the couple could come in together. And all the friends and family were sitting around in tables in the garden. I was able to officiate this and do the hand fasting ceremony. And traditionally in that hand fasting ceremony, it's you take a rope or ribbon and you kind of braid it, and then it wraps around the hands. It's basically where we get the term tying the knot. It actually stems from this practice. And you tie it and then it wraps up their arms. And you can have other people participating or the officiant can do it. But the gold represents divine masculine, and the silver within the braid represents the divine feminine. And so there's a lot of symbology to it. We anointed with rose oil because rose oil is supposed to be like the scent of the divine. It has a high frequency to it, very similar to frankincense. It's used in a lot of cultures in a lot of different ways, but it's for unconditional love, it's for benevolent love, it's for romantic love. Anyway, it was a beautiful, beautiful ceremony. But what I loved about this sacred circle that we did the evening before, because the whole weekend was full of events, like Friday night, meet at the pier at the beach, have a cookout. And then Saturday in the afternoon, meet at another park and hang out and let the kids play. And then we had the sacred circle after all that on Saturday evening. But she shared with us in the sacred circle that it really meant a lot for her women, her support group, to be there, because there's this notion in society, and we have this conditioning that things have to be a certain way and things have to go a certain way. And his family really wanted him to get married. They wanted the full official wedding. That was not her style, and it's not her way, and it's not where she was at. And so we were there to really support her and her vision and what she wanted. And he was ecstatic just to have any type of ceremony with her because he's so madly in love with her. He moved and followed her to Savannah. So he really wanted this. And to see his emotion and his love and adoration for her, it was just beautiful. It was so beautiful. So I guess the yogic lesson I want you to take from this is to be grounded and stay true to yourself. Because Satya is a yogic piece of philosophy, and it means honesty and integrity. She would not have been in integrity if she would have been like, okay, let's just get married. That wouldn't have been in line with her heart and where she's at right now. She wants to give herself to him in all the ways, but not through those means right now. It can come later, you know? Anyway, if you take anything from that story that I'm sharing, take that with you. Stay real, stay authentic, be transparent, speak, live, honor your truth. Because if you're doing that, then you're giving all the people in your circle permission to do the exact same. All right, so let's begin. Let's sit up on a little pedestal here of our bolster, propping the hips up on top and scooting towards the edge, sitting in a cross-legged style, so your knees can angle downward. Let your hands rest on your lap. Let your eyes gently close. I want you to take your right hand to your belly. And now take your left hand on top of your heart. Within the belly is the place of our inner strength and courage. It's the place of our inner fire that feeds our desires and passions. And the hand that's resting over the heart is where the soul resides, where the heart speaks as the true intuitive center within. The place where we hold love and compassion, acceptance, forgiveness. And I want you to breathe between these two places. It's okay if you feel the chest swelling first and then the belly. Some lineages teach it that way. But it's also equally fine if you feel the belly expanding first and then the chest. If you're feeling movement in both, you're receiving a deep diaphragmatic breath. Continue to partake in this pranayama, deepening both the inflow and the outflow. When these two centers are connected, then we can figure out and know what our truth is. And then as it moves up into the Vishuddha center, the throat center, we'll be able to speak and live our truth. So now I want you to take your hands together and I want you to rub them vigorously so that you're generating heat. You're generating lots of energy. There's tons of reflex points on the hands. And then just slowly separate, just barely, the hands apart. Feel that electric type of current going back and forth in between. And then take your hands to cup the sides of your neck and throat. If you're studying the chakra system, the heart center is the place of integration. And as we continue to move upstream to the center, it's a more spiritual center. I've known so many people, even students, working with trying to open up this throat chakra. And it's just being the question, is yours open? Are you aligning to speaking and living out your truth, even if it goes against the grain of society, even if it goes against past conditioning, even if it goes against other people's expectations of what they want for you? And then release the hands, and you're going to take the middle finger of your dominant hand, and you're just going to tap your third eye. The third eye that leads to awakening, awakening insights, awakening ourselves to trust and to follow our intuition, and the visions that we want to experience or manifest. And then release that hand down to the left. And just sit and take 7 deep breaths. After your 7, crack your eyelids open. We're gonna work our way up to a standing position at the top of the mat. So once you come up to stand at the top of the mat, look down at your feet. Make sure one is not leading ahead of the other. Separate the toes really wide, broadening their base, rooting them down so that you feel the muscles begin to engage all the way up, not just in your knees, but in your thighs, even in your glutes. Now roll your thighs in and slightly back as if you're squeezing a block there. Lift up energetically through the navel center, through your heart center. Place your palms together here at the heart. And then inhale, lift the arms up overhead to Urdhva Hastasana. And then as you exhale, pour down, hinging from your hips into Uttanasana. Now, since this is our first forward fold and hamstrings are tighter earlier in the day, be here. And it's okay if you need to modify somehow, some way. And then thinking about the Ananda affirmation we have for this pose, nothing and no one on this earth can hold me down or back. On your next inhale, lift halfway up and lengthen through the vertebrae. Look out with your eyes. And as you exhale, you're going to bring the palms down, step back into your plank, shift forward, lower down to your chaturanga like a low push-up. And as you inhale, land your knees, open up your heart, straighten up your arms, elongate through the neck. Up dog. Exhale, rock and roll back over your toes to downward facing dog. Let your hands really grip the mat. Press down to the balls of the feet so your heels are actually lifting up, allowing your sits bones to become the peak of the pose. Feel free to activate Ujjayi Pranayama if that's in your practice, where you constrict the back of your throat and you hear the breath swirling in and pouring out. So it gives you a nice thing to listen to as part of your meditation. Now on your next in-breath, you can meditationally walk forward. You can take a giant step forward with one foot and then the other, or you can float the feet together. I think I might have broken one of my toes a month or so ago, so no jumping for me. Exhale, pull down and in. On your next in-breath, sweep the arms to your sides and up. That wasn't in yoga, by the way, just to make that clear. It was a door frame. Bring your hands to prayer position at your heart. Inhale, lift the arms back up, palms face each other, feel your side body elongate. Exhale, fold back into yourself. Always checking in the process. Inhale, let's slide the hands up the leg bones, creating some space. And as you exhale, stand on your hands, step back to plank, rock forward, lower down to chaturanga, dandasana. Inhale, uplift. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And exhaling, draw in through your navel center and pull back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now really root through the mounds of your hands and press down through the base of your thumbs. Push up and down into your wrist, up and down into your shoulders, and then let your shoulders broaden. After some of that more meticulous work with your anatomy, always return and reclaim your breath. Allow the breath to reign in hierarchy over the postures. And on your next inhale, you're going to gather your feet to the top of the mat. However you want to arrive is fine, yogi's choice. Breathe falling back down and in, letting go through your neck, maybe even giving a bobble to the head. On your next in-breath, root down to rise all the way up. And then exhale, bring hands back home to the heart. We're going to do a couple more of those. Inhale, arms sweep. Exhale, hinge forward and bow out. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, stand on the palms, step it back to plank. Shifting forward, lowering down to that low push-up. Inhale, rise to up dog. Exhale, roll back to down dog. Be here and breathe here. The breath is truly the medicinal part of the practice. You've been a people pleaser. The breath will help to tune you in towards your own inner realizations and help you align to your truth and integrity. On your next in-breath, let's bring the feet to the top of the mat. Open up the heart on arrival. Exhale, release. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands come back to the heart. All right, one more A. Inhale. Exhale, hands forward and fold. Inhale and lengthen the vertebrae. Create a little space there. Exhale, stand on your palms. Step it back to plank. Align your arms before rocking forward. Bending the elbows, building strength in your triceps and core. Inhale, elongate through the spine. Open up the belly and chest. Exhale, rock and roll back. Listen to the breath. On the next inhale, let's bring the feet to the top of the mat, lifting halfway up. Exhale, lower back down again. Inhale all the way up to the top. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, we're gonna move into the V now, but we're gonna change up what we're doing in the mix. So we're coming to start in chair pose. The knees are bent, back your thighs up so you can see your toes. Have a neutral pelvis, swirl the pinkies in, and lift up through your side tracks a little bit more. Exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, pop up. Exhale, stand back plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. All right, so look at your feet first and walk the feet slightly closer together so there's just a few inches in between the big toes. You're gonna lift your right leg up halfway. Now stay here, but push into your palms a little bit extra. Stretch through the pit of the arms a little bit extra and lengthen through that top leg and heel. When you're ready, pull the navel in, swing that foot to the front of the mat in between your hands. Give yourself a helping hand if it doesn't come automatically with. Offset your left foot, plant it down. Inhale, coming up, warrior one. So the back heel's on the floor. That's gonna solidify both feet. The front knee lunges, and you're gonna stack it with precision over the ankle. Try to square your hips without force. Arms elongating upward. Holding. Virabhadrasana one. All right, on your out breath, you're gonna lower the arms. And then we're gonna do something a little different. Inhale, we're gonna straighten the front leg, keep the elbows bent, and the palms lift up kind of towards the shoulders. As we exhale, flip the hands down, lunge the knee, keep the spine erect over the pelvis. Flip your palms open, push through the right foot, and rise. Exhale, hands press down, lunging that front knee, rooting the front foot. Good, inhaling up. Exhale, lunge the knee, hands push down. Meditate on the breath and synchronize this movement. Two more. Gaze at one spot. Hold that lunge. Inhale, relift the arms overhead. Exhale, bring the palms down to the floor, spin off the back heel, step back plank, lower down, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, lift the upward facing dog. Exhaling, roll back over the feet, downward facing dog. Now look at your feet, line them up. So there's just a few inches between the big toes again. Inhale, the left leg's gonna sail up. But focus on your hands. Push the ground away from you with your palms. Feel that extra ignition through your arms. Sail back through that left heel. Keep powering back, back, up, and back. Now draw that navel in towards the spine. Bring that foot to the top of the mat. Offset your right foot, set it down. Inhale, coming up, Virabhadrasana 1. The back foot's grounded. Back leg is straight. Front knee is bent. Arms lifting. Chin parallels the earth. One thing about walking through those charming streets, your calves get super sore. All right, exhale, we're gonna bring the arms down. Okay, and we're gonna do that same sequence we did before. So flip your palms open and slowly push down through the ball of the left foot, straighten out the front leg, hands lift up towards the shoulders. Exhale, flip the hands down, and slow lunge in the knee as your hands push down towards the floor. Simple movements. If you did a walking or any hiking over the weekend, you might be feeling this in your back calf muscles as well. Keep it deliberate, slow, mindful. Last one. Now stay in your lunge, even as your hands come down. And inhale, build your arms back up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Spin off your back heel so you can stand back plank. We'll do one last vinyasa in the mix. If you need double down dog, that's fine. If you need child's pose at any point, give yourself permission. That's honoring your truth. Next in breath, let's bring the feet together at the top of the mat. We'll tackle it up. Exhale, roll down. Inhale to Utkatasana, chair. Knees are bent, thighs are strong, core is active. And bring hands to prayer position. All right, we're gonna do one more B. Inhale, sitting back, arms lifted. Exhale, swan diving over straight legs. Inhale, sprouting up, looking up. Exhale, stepping back and lower. Inhale, lifting to your back bend. Exhale, rolling back into the inversion. All right, we're gonna line up the feet the same way we did earlier. And then we'll inhale, lift the right leg halfway up. Power down to the palms, push up and out through that right heel. Keep your hips square.
your shoulders level and even with each other. And now swing that foot through to the top of the mat. All right, we're gonna hop and offset the left foot, plant it down. Inhale, coming up. All right, so from here, with the knee bent, we're gonna come to exalted warrior. Palms together, gazing up towards the hands. As we exhale, the hands are gonna fan out, and that front leg is gonna straighten. A little different than what we did earlier. Hands reach out, lift up as you lunge the knee, gazing up in the process, exalt the warrior. Exhale, straighten the leg, fan the arms to your sides and down. Good, inhaling. It's a little trickier with the balance when you're looking up. And then exhale, release. Good, couple more. Take your time. Good, the next time you come into exalted warrior, as you lunge the knee, bring the arms up, gaze up. Link your hands together to the Jupiter Mudra. Bring your head up in between the arms, you're looking straight ahead. And then start to lean out over the front thigh, lightning lunge. Look at your right knee since you're kind of casting your gaze down. Make sure the knee's pointed towards the center of the foot. Good, release your hands, spin off the back heel. One more vinyasa. Actually, I should say two more. Because we gotta do the left side, and then we do one more to complete. Walk the feet a little closer together, slim that space up. Left leg's on the rise. And then fine tune it. And swing that left foot forward, offset your right foot. When you're ready, warrior one. All right, from warrior one, make sure that back foot's all the way down, your palms are coming together overhead, and exalt the warrior. Exhale, the leg straightens, the hands bend out, and the chin drops. Inhale, lunge the knee, arms float up, palms gather, drishti set. Then exhale, release. You know what to do. Find the pace that's working for you and your balance. And this one we're gonna hold. We're gonna create the mudra overhead. Pick the head up so the ears are lining up inside the arm bones. Look straight ahead with your eyes. Start to lean forward. Lightning lunge. Strengthen the lower body. Strengthen your core. And now let your hands feel towards gravity. Last vinyasa. And then we'll move into some standing poses. Pause in your Adho Mukha Svanasana, taking some slow, deep breaths. Feeding everything towards the brow, down towards your throat. Inhale, let's bring the feet to the top of the mat, however you'd like to arrive. And then release. Inhale to Utkatasana, your knees bend, your arms lift. Your core is strong. Exhale, hands to heart, close your eyes. Turning. Salutations to the sun, to the awakening light within, and to the dawning of a higher state of consciousness in all beings. Relax your arms. Open your eyes. Those of you on this side can face the center of the room. Those of you on this side can face the center of the room. We're going to separate our feet. Right now, they're pointed the same direction. But we're going to turn the right foot towards the short edge side of the mat. You won't be mirroring each other. Lift your arms at shoulder height. Now push back into your hips as you lengthen over the right leg. Exhale, windmill the hand down, left arm reaching skyward. Try to line up your right arm over your right thigh. Try to back your head and your heart up a little bit, because sometimes we bring it forward. Triangle pose. On your next inhale, use that left hand to rise. And then as you lift your right arm, turn your right foot in. Turn your left foot towards the opposite side of the mat. Lengthen over that leg. Come down into your triangle pose. Find your level of ability. Discover whether or not you want an extra challenge or if you just want to prop the hands. Most especially, return to your breath. Inhale, draw yourself back up. Good, relax your arms a moment. Turn your left foot in. Now look at the space between the feet. For the next one, I want you to have a nice, wide, open space. From here, rotate your right foot 90 degrees. You're gonna lunge the knee and you're gonna prop the elbow on top. You're gonna take that left arm up towards the heavens. And then if you want to slip your right fingertips down to the inside of that right foot, you can. We're going to keep the shoulders stacked today in the side angle. If you place your right hand to the floor, use your right arm to slightly push in to the inside of that leg, which will in turn open up the hip more. Good, inhale, press through the feet, lift with your left hand, climb back up. Exhale, turn your right foot in. Inhale, turn your left foot out. Exhale, lunge the left knee, prop onto the thigh, and reach the right arm up towards the sky. You have the option to stay here. You have the option to lower the left fingertips. Keep your heart spun open. Stay glued to the mat with your feet. Try to stay committed to the pose. But if your truth is asking you to come out, to exit, please honor Satya in your practice. Good, inhale, root your feet, bring yourself up. Good, relax your arms and turn that left foot in. Prop your hands to your hips, roll the shoulders back, wing your elbows back, and then start to hinge from the hips. Fold down to Prasarita Padottanasana, this is the variation. And let your head spill. Ideally, the crown is facing the floor, but again, honor your truth. Your hamstrings may not be available for that today, or maybe you've had vertigo and you need to modify. From here, I release any and all mental boundaries or barriers. I release any expectations placed upon me. so that I can walk my own path. Press through your feet, ignite your legs, ignite your core, and slowly come up. All right, your arms are gonna stretch back out shoulder height. Your left arm's gonna cross over towards your right foot. And then you're gonna rotate more into your twist if that's available. Inhale, pick up the left hand, come back to the top. Good, exhale, switch that right hand over towards the left foot. Twist a little deeper if that's in your practice. Good, inhale, come back up to the top. Exhale, hook your first two fingers, the peace mudra, around each big toe. Fan your elbows away from your legs. This is the D variation of Prajnapada Padottanasana. Let your breath stream in and out. Right, when you're ready, you're gonna walk your hands over towards the foot that's gonna turn to face the front of the room. You're gonna frame that foot with your hands and immediately step back into your plank. From plank, elevate your hips and push up and back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, make sure there's that slim distance between the big toes. You're gonna inhale, lift your right leg halfway up. As you exhale, you're gonna swing that knee and shin just behind your hands. You're gonna land it down and slide your left leg back behind you. And then you're gonna walk the arms out and lower. So yeah, that's it. You got it, thank you. And come on. So you can stay stacked on your forearms, you can stay stacked in prayer hands, or if it feels good and available, you can lower to your brow. Is that the foot? Okay, if you want to come off of it all together, you can cross your right ankle over your left knee, and then you can draw it in this way. That may be better for you on that side. Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm demonstrating a great alternative if you need it. Sometimes we do. Again, that's honoring your truth. If we can start to do that here on the mat, then we can do it more in life. What I loved about this ceremony over the weekend, it was a real mix or hodgepodge of different practices. Stephanie is more in line with Buddhism, and the guy that she was tying the knot with is more Christian. They were doing a Celtic ceremony because they both have family lineages that stem from Scotland or Ireland. And we also added in a little shamanism. So you may not realize this, but yoga actually began with shamanic roots. Those shamanic roots are very similar to like the indigenous cultures here in America and the different ceremonious rituals that they practice. Very in tune to the Great Spirit. It's very in tune to the land. And we called in the guardians of the 4 cardinal directions. And with those 4 cardinal directions are the 4 elements. All right, let's take a cleansing breath here. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. So, Dave, if you want to stay there and switch sides, you can, or you can join us in the flow to get there. So we're gonna back ourselves up, plant the palms, curl the back toes, re-lift and elevate the hips. Standing on the feet to downward facing dog. Slim distance between the big toes, so you can lift your left leg halfway up. Exhale, swing that foot through just behind your hands. Slide your right leg back behind you. If you need that alternative on this side, please take it on your back. Otherwise, you can start to lower. So today is Indigenous Day, so I'm going to continue to talk about the 4 cardinal directions for a moment. So when you're calling in the guardians or the elements of the north, it's about the earth. And the earth is regarding stability, a sense of groundedness, how stable we are. And so if you're ever going through a ritual and that's what you're needing, face north. North is also where the yogis say you face for meditation if you're seeking liberation. And then you call upon the east, which is the element of air or the winds. The air that can provide a feeling of being lighthearted, carefree, playfulness. The wind that can whisper in your ear, giving you a message, helping to point the way. But it even is helpful with communication in general. So if you're ever going through a ritual and you're working with maybe using your voice or needing to focus somehow on communicating your needs, face east. And yogis say face east when you meditate for enlightenment. And if you were looking for the south, the element is fire. The fire that can fuel us, that can feed our passion, that can bring us wisdom and warmth. Transformation, the transmutation of energy. So if you're going through big changes in your life, face the south to meditate. And of course, the west is the healing waters, the waters that you may be wanting for a feeling of effortlessness, or seeking abundance, or healing somehow. Where the sun sets. Even the 4 archangels can govern these 4 cardinal directions. Michael to the north, Gabriel to the east, Uriel to the south, and Raphael to the west. All right, on your next in-breath, let's slowly start to come out of pigeon. And we're gonna slowly lean onto that left hip, take the left leg out in front, bring the right foot to meet that inner thigh. Sitting up, preparing for Janu Trikonasana. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, start to lean out and fold over the front leg. Try to keep a fairly straight back. Keep that dorsiflexion in the ankle. The head of the knee pointed upward. On your next inhale, reach the arms out, bring it all the way up to the top, and then let your arms spin out. You're gonna use that right hand to pick up the right knee. Hop that foot over to the other side, hug that knee in now with the left arm, reach up energetically through the shaft of the spine, circle that right hand behind your back. Pull with your left arm, push with your right hand, and wind your way deeper into the twist. Your belly is spinning towards that bent knee. Exhale, unwind from the twist. Now let's do that sequence to the other side. Straighten out your right leg, bend your left knee, turn open from the hip for Janu Shirshasana. Arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Make sure the toes stay lifted towards the ceiling. Even splay them apart. Push down through your right thigh bone. Draw forward with your heart. Affirming here, left and right, and all around. Life's harmonies are truly mine. Inhale, reach the arms forward, build yourself back up, spine's more vertical. Exhale, lower the arms, use your left hand to lift the knee, cross the foot over to the opposite side, hug it in with the right arm, lift up to the crown of your head, take the left hand behind your back, rotating into the spinal twist, version of the sage twist. So a lot of spiritual lineages have that number 7 coming up. Even in the yogic tradition, there were 7 original sages. That's one reason I love that women's circle being 7 women. There's a sacredness and a spirituality to that number. Exhale, let's unwind from the twist. Let's uncross the left leg, slide your right foot in, turn your knees out to the sides, feet together, lift up through the top of the head, exhale, pour over the knees. You've got Baddha Konasana. Svanasana, the sacral chakra, is all about one's own seat, one's own abode. It's also about finding balance within the duality, within polarity. One more deep breath. Maybe see if you can dip down slightly more. And inhale back yourself up. Once you back up, take the back of the hands to the knees, close the knees together. I'm going to give you a choice here to either flip back into close your pose, or you could flip back with straight legs, halasana. Or if you can't quite elevate your hips and you'd rather be straight on your back, then stay on your back and just lift your feet over the pelvis. If you prefer shoulder stand over plow or closed ear pose, you can also do that. So a little freestyle with your inversions today. What do you need? What do you prefer? What is your truth in this moment? So my truth is, my neck really shouldn't be doing full shoulder stand and plow anymore because I've lost my curve. So if I want to go into plow, I may demo with the feet down, but if I hold it for myself, I don't go as deep. I just let the feet hover. That way the weight is more in my upper back and it's not becoming any type of neck stand. All right, scoop the belly in, bring your hands to the floor and slowly start to lower down to the sacral. If you're already on your sacral with your legs floating in the air, just control your core and lower your feet down slowly. Now let's straight legs. And we're gonna end with fish today. So the hands are gonna prop underneath the buttocks or the upper thighs. The elbows are gonna close into the side body. Already with the elbows closing in and the shoulders tucking under, your upper back may not be flat to the floor. We want the elbows to be our primary platform here. So push down through the arms, lift your head and heart up. Arch the spine, lifting the heart, bowing the head back, throat wide open, barely touching down on the scalp. The toes can point ahead. Holding Matsyendrasana fish. And when you're ready to exit, slowly lift your head. Slowly come down. Hug your knees into your belly and chest. Wrap your arms around in a loving embrace. Maybe even repeating to yourself mentally and silently within, I love my body. I appreciate and respect my body. I love myself. I honor and appreciate myself. I honor and appreciate my path, my choices. And go ahead and release into your Shavasana, your corpse pose, unless you want to create something restorative. If you want to use your bolster, if you want to use your blocks, you can set up that way, or you can just stay flat on your back. We invoke the energy and guardians of the north, that which connects us to the elements of earth. May we be grounded and stable. We invoke the energies and the guardians of the east, that associates with the element of air. May we be supported by the winds. Take a moment to invoke the energies, the guardians of the south, the element of fire. May we receive the important transmutation of energy that we need, and any transformation that we need to go through. We call upon the energies of the guardians of the west, those that rule healing waters. May we be healed at some level, to some degree, in these next few moments today. I'm going to share two blessings with you, and I'll leave you in silence. This is from the Cherokee tribe. May the warm winds of heaven blow softly upon your house, and may the Great Spirit bless all who enter. May your shoes make happy tracks in many snows, and may the rainbow
always touch your shoulder. An Apache blessing. May the sun bring you new energy by the day, and may the moon softly restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries, and may the breeze blow new strength into your being. May you walk gently through the world and know its beauty all the days of your life. Take a deep breath in. Slow breath out. Begin to awaken some movement in your hands and feet. Exiting out of the pose that you chose for Shavasana. Begin to sit upright. Let's join our palms together. The way we placed our hands at the beginning and ending of the sun salves. But it can also help to seal our practice. It can remind us of that state of union when we really enter, start to embody the heart, seed of the soul. And we stay true to ourselves, stay aligned with our own integrity. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Affirming to yourself, I am truth, and truth is my identity. beautiful rest of your day. Enjoy your fall break, enjoy the less traffic. Nice weather.